in my head or something.
Welcome to the IslandStats.com football show, your weekly dose of all the action from Bermuda's top football leagues. We bring you in-depth coverage of the Premier and First Divisions, results, highlights, analysis, and exclusive interviews. We also keep you up to date with the latest news and developments from the Bermuda Football Association. Stay tuned for the IslandStats.com football show, your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the beautiful game in Bermuda. Now let's join the IslandStats.com football show team. Well, good afternoon and welcome to this edition of the IslandStats.com football show. I'm your host, Earl Baston. Joining me is co-host Andrew Griffith and Garrett Punchy Dill. Gentlemen, it's been an interesting weekend of football. We want to jump right into the matches and how this league is shaped up. And we want to start off with yesterday's matches. We'll start off with the Dandytown Hornets taking on the Boulevard Blazers up at White Hill Field. Dandytown Hornets, we know league leaders, extended their lead at the top of the table, defeating the Boulevard Blazers 4-1. Obviously, we could talk about the picks and all, and we all picked Dandytown, but for Dandytown, Griff, having to stay the course and maximum points to secure the title, was this something that you look forward for them or from them?
So all season we've been saying that they play the most attractive football. They have everything. They should be better, but the one knock we have is they don't put teams out when they're down. So maybe this result shows that they're rounded into form and they're ready to take the mantra and take the trophy this season to clinch the league, because they should win this game and they did just that. We can argue that they should have won a more comfortable score, but they did what they had to do.
Yeah, I'm Punchy for Boulevard. Obviously, they're not having the season they would have wanted to, and as of today's result, they were officially relegated. But they gave up so many goals the other night against Boulevard, and then turn around and still giving up goals against Dandytown. What would you pinpoint for them for the remainder of this season and for next season?
Oh, wow. Yeah, they gave up 6 against Cubas, right? It was 6. So in 2 games, they gave up 10 goals. I think
7.
Oh, it was 7. So it's 11.
7 against Cubas.
Yeah. I think we guys discussed it from the first couple of games in the season that it's going to be a struggle for them. And it just proven our point right about having now, when you get promoted, having quality. I think they lack an out-and-out center forward, and they're not very good at the back. I think Cox, they're not very good at the back. And I think also Cox and the other few players. That's right. Yes. Yeah. His name, it slipped my memory, but but I just figured that, you know what, this is going to be a long season for them. Now I saw them out at again, going way back before Christmas. I saw them play out at Devonshire Rec against Cougars then, and I thought they were in. Or was it? No, it was against the Georgians, and I thought, wow, this display can continue. They lost 2-1, but I said this display can continue. There's something in this form. They just have to have consistency with even though they lost the game, I thought the consistency would have been better if they could just survive the games against Social Club, against Crossroads, and look for maybe getting points of the top teams, 1 point. But it seems that they could probably bounce back, but they need recruits. They need better players. More players, more experienced players.
So, Earl, who are the remaining games against? Because it's at this time of the season when somebody gets relegated that you give up if you have nothing to play for, and you just play.
I believe. Hold on a sec. I can answer that for you. I think. So Boulevard have Devonshire Colts, on the 20th. Crossroads and Colts are left for Boulevard.
So that's in Devonshire Colts' benefit because they have them when they have nothing to play for, and they'll probably a lot of teams at this time of year when they're relegated struggle to field a team, or they have 2 players on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So that may work in Devonshire Colts' favor.
Yeah, it could do. It actually could do. Yeah.
I think they're one of the few teams, you guys, that will probably show up right through the end of the season, no matter what. I think they're one of the few teams.
All right.
Oh yeah, I think they will continue to show up because for them, no, basically it's a kick.
Yeah.
It is nothing to look too shabby about, but it's something to do.
So, but what separates? We keep saying what separates the real good teams from okay those good teams is who they have on the bench. Where does that quality go? And if you have 2 or 3 players to say, you know what, there's nothing left to play for this season, you might have a weaker bench. So somebody gets injured during the game, you might have somebody that may not even played in a Premier game all season coming off the bench.
Right.
But it goes to show about. I'm sorry, I'll go ahead.
Good. No, go ahead.
It goes to show like what we against the guys talking about organization, preparation. Once you get promoted, like you got to go such a players too. If you got to. But then we talk about the problems that Boulevard had. That I'm not gonna speak more on that. But off the field. So who's going to go and join them? How are they going to get people to come and play for them? I'm sure they're trying to turn around.
But believe it or not, Punchy, as you know, they have a lot of players who are currently playing for other clubs. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
yes.
They're like a farm team or feeder team to some clubs. It's just it's clear a lot of the guys just can't play together, so they go somewhere else, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see how they make out again this time around in the first division, and how they recruit if they get an opportunity to come back up.
Yeah, that would be.
They need something or someone to galvanize them and to bring back all the players, and then they'll be much stronger.
Yeah, good. That's right. Exactly, and that'd be off season.
Right. Yeah. It's got to be done. They've got to start looking now to see what's available out there for them. Who can come back and galvanize? Who can come back and just bring some life back into the? Because believe it or not, they have some good players. If they were organized a little more, I think they would, because you've seen some threats in games here and there. It's not consistent enough for them to actually stay up. So if they work at it for next season in the first division, then there's a possibility they can get some things right. And if they bounce right back, then there's an opportunity for them to actually make a name for themselves once again.
So you're ignoring, I think we're ignoring something too, is Hamilton Parish going to come back next season. And then that's one more team to be fighting for the pool of players.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, but the difference is Boulevard have a pool of players, and they don't have. It's not like they have not had a bench. You know what I mean? They have a pool of players already, so they won't be fighting for Hamilton Parish's players.
Who's to say Hamilton Parish won't fight for some of their players?
Well, they could try that. They could try that. Yeah, I mean, there's always opportunities out there. So that we will wait to see in the off season what happens, what materializes. If we hear from Hamilton Parish, then I think that'll be a great thing that they come back. As long as they can fill a roster and have some meaningful games. It don't make no sense, like you said, bringing back a bunch of guys that would have played Masters Division, just unless they're going to hang around for 5 years until, if they have a youth program that comes about. But it's one of those things. Yeah.
So that's the next question then. are there enough players to have all those teams in the first division? Or are they just like diluting teams so that you don't have really good teams?
I think so. I think so.
All right.
Yeah. I truly do. Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense to have like 3 really good teams and then 3 really bad teams. What are the players getting out of that?
But that's been a challenge for the first division for quite some time. Usually the teams that come down are challenging with the teams that just missed out going up the season before, and then the other teams are kind of just what they would call community teams. You know, they're there for the club, to keep the club going. It's something to do, and you're representing your club, kind of thing. What their ambitions and goals are at the beginning of the season, that's up to them. But I think having those clubs remain is precious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 It's I tell you, that's right.
In the first division right now, anybody's beating anybody. It's, you know what I mean? So there are some surprises there. There are some. You just need to organize early enough in the season to put yourself in a position to be challenging for a spot of promotion, or challenging for a cup, or just organize yourself early.
Yeah, and the challenge would be for Boulevard also. There's talk also about the good young players. They have a few young, talented players. Yes, and I'm sure people are going to start going after them, going to say, listen, we can offer you a better challenge. If you want to play continuously at the senior, at the first division level, you're going to have to move on. Right. I think it's going to come to. I think it's really going to come down to that. I think it's coming down to that already.
And Punchy, I agree with you. There's going to be clubs luring some of the better players from each and every club, including Boulevard.
That's right.
But the thing is, Boulevard also has to encourage those young people to help build their program. If that's what they're there for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
be there. Let's build the program around you guys, and then we could make a name for ourselves. Well, but if the players are lured away by other clubs, then at least you've tried to keep them within your ranks.
So one more question in regards to the player pool, and at the risk of getting in trouble again talking about work permits. Southampton Princess, when it comes online, maybe have 500-600 work permits. Do you think there will be any players that come out of that influx of people? I know the hospitality industry, and they may find it hard with unsocial hours.
But
you think you'll get players?
You may get 1, you may get 10, you may get 50 that will find time, that love a sport, and within wherever they're living or wherever they decide to play, they open up their arms and welcome them in. And yes, there's always that possibility.
So I think if you add 30 to 50 players to the league, it will make a big difference, especially if they have any kind of quality.
Right. Yeah. There's always that opportunity whenever you have an influx of players or you have an influx of workers from outside of Bermuda coming to Bermuda. And we've seen some of those people be injected in our sports, and it makes a big difference. Yeah. You know what I mean? If given the opportunity and you welcome them in, and they feel like they're at home, and they feel a part of the community. Yes, and then guess what? They go back to work the next day, and they tell a friend who might be but a little setback, say, "I'll have to come and see." You know what I mean? It's just you just have to keep building on it.
So your club might benefit if it has more taxi drivers than other clubs. You got a right man at the airport.
Hey, sometimes you only need to be a customs officer.
That's true.
Get them in there. Before you stamp it, what do you do? So, we've all heard their stories. We've all been a part of those things, So, hey, it is what it is. Well, let's get to the other game yesterday that saw St. George's come from 2-0 down to defeat the North Village Rams. These two teams are actually meeting this coming weekend in the FA Cup semifinal. So let me ask you, Punchy, do you think this was a field-out program for a field-out match for North Village?
Oh yeah, for sure. For both teams. I was on to the match yesterday, and it was for me. I'm sure, just like the coaching staff in North Village or St. George's, it was very important to get a good result yesterday, whichever team it may have been. And that result really would give you, it makes you in good standing for the next encounter with them, because it's 5 days of rest, and then you got to get ready to play them again. That's a morale booster for St. George's, really a morale booster to come from 2-0 down. And watching the match, they were very good. They were very good. I think anybody who plays them down there and don't shut down enough of the talented players, well, you're going to be in trouble. And they seem to have they seem to be really gelling yesterday. They were really up for that game yesterday. The first 20 minutes, I think they had, 2 clear-cut chances that they could have been 2-0 up.
Right.
But what was so evident is that for me, for St. George's, is how they came back from 2-0 down. They didn't panic. They passed the ball around really well. Mm-hmm. They went from side to side. They shifted North Village well. And then, the whole boys, of course, are very instrumental in creativity. But I just think that, that was really good for St. George's. That victory yesterday, morale booster, coming up for this semifinal again against North Village.
Yeah.
I think when I'm seeing them play, they're very good.
What do you think of the result?
The spot in the league tables, it baffles me a little bit. They should be much higher. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, that's what I said. Their performance yesterday, they, what could be is it how are they, are they up for every game? It seems like in special times they don't seem to come up. The approach to those games seem to be a little bit, I won't say lethargic, but seem to be like slack. They don't approach each game the same. But that's what I believe about them, because you go back on the last couple of weeks, look at the losses that they've encountered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, their approach to different games, it doesn't look the same. It doesn't. Yeah.
I'm sure that victory yesterday is, the celebration and for them, and it's going to be really a game next week for Village. Really. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, they need not celebrate yesterday's victory, because they have a big one on Sunday to get them to the second final. So, it's one of those things. So, we have to wait and see, because next week is a different week. It's a different venue, different mindset, all of that. Do or die. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the matches that took place today and how the league has changed. We'll be right back.
You ever crack open a Coke and just perfect?
It's that cold, classic hit that never lets you down.
Whether you're chilling with friends or just need a break, you can't go wrong with Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Nothing else compares.
Proudly distributed by Butterfield and Vallis.
Get ready for some high-speed action this month as Lindo's proudly sponsors the Showdown at Sundown Go-Kart Racing Extravaganza. Join the excitement on Friday and Saturday, March 27th and 28th at 8 p.m. and watch drivers battle it out under the lights at Southside Motorsports Raceway. Enjoy the atmosphere and cheer on your favorite racers. And when it's time to stock up for race day, remember, Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Beneath the cloud blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day, for over 100 Silence proudly Bermudian, bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Digicel is proudly Bermudian. Digicel is proudly Bermudian.
And welcome back. Well, we all know that the Dundee Town Hornets had gotten their 3 points yesterday and moved on to 37 points. Today saw the PHC Zebras, who were in second, 4 points behind the Dundee Town Hornets, take on Devonshire Colts, who were 5 points behind Dundee Town Hornets. And those two teams drew 0-0. PHC now moved within 3 points of Dundee Town with 2 games to play. Devonshire Colts are within 4 points of Dundee Town and still have 3 games to play. A lot on the line today. Griff, share your thoughts on a 0-0 draw. How important was it to okay, you dropped 2 points, but not drop 3 points? Because 3 points should have been out of it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think both teams would have wanted these points desperately, but maybe they both played not to lose. I didn't get to this game. I wish I could have seen it, but from what I heard, there were maybe 2 shots on goal for the whole game. So maybe they both played not to lose. But again, like if you're going to win the league, you have to go out and win it. So
You got to take chances.
that's what the Danny Dogs was. I have a feeling they might be celebrating right now. Like they're definitely in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
But just like Arsenal, is their title to lose.
Yeah. Punchy, your thoughts on well, you know, we've been pleasantly surprised with Devonshire Colts whole season. We constantly say that PHC is quietly going about, you know, what they've been doing. What do you say 0-0 is a fair result for the two teams?
Yeah, really, really much so. The battle was between the 18-yard box, 18-yard box. What wasn't really what was let both teams down was that battle pass in the 18-yard box. You know, there were definitely opportunities, especially when they got out wide. Both teams got out wide a lot. You know, putting the ball in the middle, the ball was either overplayed or it was outside. But like Griff said, I can only really recall about 2 direct shots on goal. You know, and they came. One was from Devonshire Colts, one was from PHC. But they nullified each other. You know, and it wasn't a bad watch at all. I was surprised. I mean, you would think that it's going to be all rough and quick. You know, it was some pretty good plays. Both teams really put an effort in. Trust me, they really did. And the game swung from end to end, but it was just that finishing product in the box that really canceled both teams out today.
Right.
And it was some tremendous defending in those areas. Good, sensible defending. No penalties. No, and both attacking lines were not given a second chances. Trust me. Yeah, it was both teams. Yeah.
So what I was told, somebody asked me, I said it seemed concerning to say there was patches of the field where the clovers are. The field wasn't cut. So I'm wondering, was that like some oversight, or was that by design to try to slow down some of PHC's speed?
Well, I just know that picture. Well, yeah, there was some high spots on it. I think it was really on out the area where the benches are. Because the area that when you're up on the hill, there you would see that it was, you know, but it's still a difficult field to play on. It really is. It's a difficult field to play on, but I don't think teams made excuses. They just went out and played. And again, both teams went out to win. That's what was so good about it. But nullifying each other in the 18-yard box, you got to give kudos to the goalkeepers. When they did have shots taken at them, and there was another few ones, but they were tame shots. But I think that defenses stood up well in this game.
That's what I was doing. I said the two center backs, Bava and George, they basically cleaned up all the mistakes. So
yeah,
it was few things getting through.
That's what it was. Very few chances. Trust me, very few clear-cut chances.
And it's funny how when things are on the line, everybody's. I don't want to make the mistake. I don't want to give up the girl. So you are playing a little extra cautious, and then the strikers are trying a little too hard to put what normally comes natural to them. They're putting a little more emphasis to try and get a shot off, and it just doesn't work out. And you got defenders who are in the right place at the right time and timely making tackles. So,
But I think we can't lose sight of the factor. You got to remember that without one of the weapons, that Samuels is serving his 12-game suspension. So you wonder, would he have made a difference if he was playing today?
Would he have been the one give up the goal, or would he have been the one score the goal?
If that's one of your better, more skillful players, you got to believe he would have made a difference.
So true.
But again, it's like to play the whole season. You got suspensions, sicknesses, work, travel.
Yeah.
It all comes into play.
That's right. It's all part of your team plan.
Yeah. And the refereeing, I'm going to add to this. The refereeing today was very good too. One or two calls that were questionable, but nothing significant that you could say, look, he made that mistake. I think the guys that came here that they brought in from overseas have done a great job today.
Right.
Yeah, great job. I like to applaud them for that. Just speaking, because I spoke with one yesterday, the one that did the North Village and
St. George's game.
St. George's game, yeah. He was from the table, and he was very good yesterday also.
Right.
So that's also a point of making a point about that, about favoritism, or some people say with Bermuda referees in games like this today, and that's done with because they come here and they do a very good job, and they get the job done. I didn't hear too many what we heard on the sideline about our local referees. Anyway, that's a long story. But I thought Val referee today, I just thought everything about the game today was one of those games where it's going to be a tight event, and one goal would have separated both teams. Like anyone who scored it would have been a 1-0 game.
Punchy, I'm going to speak up. I'm going to speak up for the Bermuda referees. I think call out. I think Anthony Francis just likes all teams equally.
What are you?
Yeah.
Leave Francis alone, man. Leave Francis alone.
Yeah, leave him. Yeah.
Francis is doing a tall order job right now. He's everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what lacked goals at Police Field did not lack goals at Lords as Crossroads edged Young Man Social Club 4-3. Big score. 4-3. Crossroads scored in the 6th, 17th, 72nd, and 80th minute. Social Club 16th, 46th, and 77th minute. So obviously we've been talking about Crossroads and the last two games at Lords that they've played, they've scored 4 goals. They've beat St. George's 4-1, and now they've beaten Social Club 4-3. Are you surprised, Punchy?
No. I think we all voted for Crossroads to beat this game, but it's funny because like I've seen them play and they're capable.
Yes.
When you start examining the team where they are weak at, I think it's definitely maybe in the middle of the park. In the midfield area where they got to have more creativity and more goals got to come from that area. But I knew they were going to be potential team to drop down. We know that they've got enough class for that. They've got enough players for that. What they would have to do again, because out of all every other competition, and just again finish the season off well, do a little bit more recruiting in certain areas, and see what they can do for next year. Because when the beginning of the season they were up there, weren't they? The first 4 weeks, they at one time were on top of the league.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Social Club, Griff, they're they're one game away from being relegated after Paget won today.
So
What's your thought?
which team is in second last now?
Social Club.
It's close. Yeah,
Okay.
it's close.
Like that's like again, we all at the beginning of the season, we thought it would be a struggle for them. Like, would they do it? And like again, Ezekiel Lewis can't pass to himself, so and they need more than him.
Right.
So that hopefully they can work it out, but they always have like the homegrown players. But will they stay together next year to come back up? I can't. Do you think Ezekiel Lewis will play first division football when it's towards the end of his career to bring him back up? Like,
I think if he follows the family tradition, yeah, because they're a club family. You know, it's not like, oh, I want to go and make another club, you know, whatever. But I think they have that in that family that they stick with the club kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
But like, if you have, let's say, 2 or 3 more seasons of Premier left to play, are you going to say, all right, I'll take one of them to bring the club back up? Would your family say, look, go ahead, do your last 2 seasons?
That's going to be a family decision, and not you know what I mean. That's sitting around the table discussing it, and if you know the Lewis family starting from grandpa on, hey, you're part of this club. They're part of this club is your family. You know what I mean? So hey.
I think I agree with you guys, right, Earl. I think they even if they are relegated, they'll be contenders to be put right back up with a few more additions, because I think they're more organized now. They're more organized club. Maybe they don't have the players that they really want, but I will find a much better organized club than Boulevard. So in terms of the 2 teams that are relegated, which will be most likely to come back up and return and be have a better season the following year, and that will be so strong. Yeah, because I think what you said, Lewis is with Troy there, and Pinks is still involved, maybe as advisory capacity, and I just see that they started building a platform that they're going to continue. I just think they're going to continue on.
Yeah, so if Ezekiel's got to go through his grandpa, I warned him that I haven't won any debates with Pink Senior, so hats off to him. He's just to pick up that
that'll be a lovely conversation for you, Greg.
Yeah, I'll be applying more for that one.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. Yeah.
And then the final Premier Division game that took place today, it was the Paget Lions 3, Devonshire Cougars 1. Devonshire Cougars scored their 7 goals against Boulevard. They should have left a few for today, but they didn't. And Paget making a statement, and they've pulled themselves onto 15 points. Like I said, they have a game in hand still, with Boulevard on 6 points from 16 games. They've gone past the 6 points that they can catch them. So Boulevard were relegated today, and Young Man Social Club are on 10 with 2 games to play, and they're the only ones that can catch Young Man Social Club, because both St. George's and Crossroads moved on to 19 points. So
do you know who Social Club's remaining games are against?
Social Club's remaining games. Let me have a look. See here. So let's see. Social Club, where are they? One is against North Village. And the other one, it's not showing up yet. Let me see. Let me just make sure here. That's that. Hold on a second. Let me just see something here. Because I might be wrong about something. Yeah, 16. So, yeah, it's just showing me North Village right now.
Okay. But I think even that game could be a toss-up because if Village has nothing to play for, and the resting players for FA Cup, maybe if they're in a final. But I think if Village are not in the FA Cup final, there is the temptation to try to give other players a run out, and maybe Social Club could get something out of that.
Maybe. The only plus for Social Club is Paget had that game in hand with Devonshire Colts. They still have to play PHC, and I'm not sure who that other last game is with.
They have some rough games left.
Yeah. So we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see. So let's take our second commercial break, and when we come back, obviously we'll be talking about the first division matches that took place this weekend. We will be right back.
Looking for something fresh this March? Try Wonder Juices, including the new Wonder Green. 100% organic cold-pressed juices in glass bottles, made with real ingredients and no shortcuts. It's a simple way to add something clean and natural to your day. Distributed by John Barrett & Sons and available at Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Beneath the clear blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day, for over 135 years. It's been clear, Lady Silence, proudly Bermudian, bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Digicel is proudly Bermudian. Digicel is proudly Bermudian.
You ever crack open a Coke and just... perfect.
It's that cold, classic hit that never lets you down.
Whether you're chilling with friends or just need a break, you can't go wrong with Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Nothing else compares.
Proudly distributed by Butterfield and Vallis.
And welcome back. Well, I got a message. Paget have to play PHC, North Village, and Devonshire Colts. Those are the remaining games. So very interesting time. Let's jump into the first division. I do have to apologize to you both. The association changed one of the postponed games, put it back on and took another one out. The Somerset Vasco game was removed, and they put in Wolves and Somerset Eagles. And I just never looked back at it. And that match took place today, where Somerset Eagles defeated Wolves 4-2 at Bernard Park. Obviously, Somerset Eagles, we've seen them come on of late. They lost 2-1 to Robin Hood last weekend, all but ending their hopes of getting into a promotion battle. But they haven't given up. Beating Wolves, we noted that Wolves over the last few weeks have been, really making a charge, trying to have some respect in their season. But back-to-back losses. I mean, they lost to Vasco, and now they've lost to Somerset Eagles. I think they drew last week as well. But Punchy, they're coming near the end of another season, Wolves. What advice would you have for them over this summer period if they want to pick up where they've left off of how they were a few weeks ago, making a run to get promoted yet again?
It's mind-boggling. But then, mind-boggling, but Wolves. And I had a conversation with Tori about, just realistically about the results. And when they lost to Pasco, and then they lost again today. We're talking about a team that has some, proven ability. They have proven ability. They have some players there. They should not be in that position, you guys. They shouldn't be. So my thing is what Griffin said a couple of weeks ago about you got to come in. I think it's the heads that are got to. There's someone who's got to come in, go into Wolves, who's an outsider, and change the whole thought process down there. And that's what is needed there. Like we go back and maybe Dennis was there, what he achieved. So there's a process that's got to be done there. It's just mind-boggling, or maybe it's not. We kind of expected that because, of course, all the in-house coaches that have been there, it hasn't worked. Mm-hmm. It hasn't worked. And again, you can go down to the last training session. There'll still be a lot of guys down there. I don't know if it's just a place to hang out, put on some football boots and hang out, have a conversation. But what is the priority? That's what I would wonder. You need somebody to go in there, not take complete control, but an organizer that can put that crowd back on the road to, I don't call it redemption, but road to achieving something that they are very capable of doing.
I remember some time ago there was some talk. They were hoping to try and lower Ralph Gumbo Bean to their coaching staff, but obviously as he now took up the position of vice president of North Village, that kind of threw that out the door. But somebody of that nature in the neighborhood to give Tori a hand, because obviously Tori has the players have the confidence and the faith in Tori. It's just it looks as if that he just needs a little more hand in structuring and even helping him out when it comes time to planning how things go.
Yeah, I think I had a similar conversation with somebody earlier today, and was saying it was similar to Daventry Cougars. They were mid-table and weren't really doing anything, and people the players wouldn't jive with a lot of the coaches they were in. It was a lot of back and forth and bickering, and they just weren't getting it. A lot of times, you're not a Cougars coach. You didn't come through us. Like, you're not one of us. So,
right.
Until, again, using Dennis Braun. Dennis Braun came in, and I guess from being around, I don't know, he had the respect, and he stumped out a lot of stuff that they were doing right at the ship, and they won Triple Crown. So maybe it is something like that Punchy's talking about. Somebody has to come in and get everybody put in the same way.
Yeah.
But if Dennis Braun's listening, not saying it's you. I think Dennis, I think it's done. He's willing to do.
Dennis had the Wolves. Remember, he actually took them to the Premier Division. Yep. They won a trophy on New Year's Day and got relegated at the end of the season because they were top of the table.
Yep.
New Year's Day, and they were relegated that same season. That was an unbelievable, and Dennis still talks about it because you couldn't put your finger on what went wrong other than the fact that they partied for the second half of the season. Oh boy.
It's mind-boggling, you guys, about Wolves. So, I don't know. Like I said, I did. The new president, the young president, forward-thinking person, he's going to have to start doing his research about who he wants to be in take that team to where I think it should be. It should be better, doing much better than they are. Much better.
And then, Greg.
Tori was coach of the year, 2 years ago?
Yeah. They got promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the players have a lot of faith in him. It's just I think he just needs that extra hand sometimes in helping him to organize a little more. More hands are better than you trying to do it all by yourself.
Hey, a 20 goal a season striker makes a lot of coaches look brilliant.
Oh, well, there you go.
But the other thing, Yeah.
you coming out, Griff? When you coming out?
Yeah.
You
Not
got at
even
least
in
4.
PlayStation they can get that many.
Well,
Yeah.
well, the other first division match that took place today, Griff guessed right. I think it was Southampton Rangers 1, St. David's 3.
They got that right.
Two clubs getting ready for. Didn't you go for St. David's, Griff?
Let me look. If I did, I must have bumped. No, I went Rangers.
You went Rangers? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Rangers.
But two clubs clearly getting ready for cricket season. What you think?
Wow. With the power squad, the All-Star team that Rangers has for cricket, I don't think they need to do much to get ready. But this
You always have
this
to
is
get ready.
surprising. this
You
is
always have to
surprising.
get ready, man.
I thought Rangers would definitely take this game. So, but maybe again, it's that time of the season. You're not going to get promoted and no cups to play for. So maybe you're just playing out this string.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Rangers, Punchy?
I think Chris is right. What you guys saying about the cricket season coming upon us. I think they just completely the rest of the season out. Again, I haven't seen Rangers play at all this year, but I've seen some of the results that have been positive, but it's not been consistency. And so also when you are not playing for nothing, especially in Bermuda, especially coming up to the end of the season, there's a lack of motivation, if I could put it that a lack of motivation. So they're probably just showing up to show up. But I would have thought they would have done a little better because Quincy Hunt's up there. Am I correct, you guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought but maybe he doesn't have the necessary quality that he had at PT.
Right.
So, and maybe they're just biding the time in terms of expectation. He needs to do some recruitment for footballers. But if he's doing it, well, the cricketers are doing it, with Herbie there. So they got to look at that because, with Darren Butch-Barcho again, doing a wonderful job up there, the transformation of what the club, the troubles that they were having. But I think just like Wolves, someone's got to come in there. And I think Quincy, along with Quincy and help, and their recruitment. Yeah. Recruitment. Yeah. They can, if you're going to really put your head in the, for promotion, you've got to have more ammunition. You've got to have some more players. Yes. And I'm talking about players that are there for Rangers. And where are all the Rangers diehard players that once upon a time they had plenty of? You don't see them anymore, I don't think. At least not. They might be diehard Rangers fans or footballers, but are they any good? Right.
Maybe in the off season, the football team could spend a lot of time with the cricket team and see a lot of trophies being won.
I guess so. It's gonna be interesting about what's happening. I just wish him the best. I wish, I think, like I said, with the president, which he wants something sustainable. I can use that term. He wants something sustainable. He definitely wants something sustainable. He's probably just saying, we're doing a pretty good year. We go do some research this summer, and let's start doing some recruiting, which I think he will be looking at. I'm sure of that. So I think they're in a good state. They are. I think they will be.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, now we get to because we looked at all the results, we get to our picks. And what a week it was for picks. Across the board, 2.
Everybody got 2?
Everybody got 2.
Wow.
Oh boy.
2 out of 6. Yeah. So Griff, you move on to 92. Punchy moves on to 84, and I am on 83. Yes.
Whoa.
So now we know there's actually some league matches this coming weekend with the FA Cup. So we're gonna start on We're going to start with the first division because this is on Saturday at 12 o'clock at Police Field. It is Vasco versus Somerset Eagles. And I will go first, and I'm going to take Eagles. Punchy?
I think. Well, I think I'll go with Eagles too, you guys. I'll go with Eagles.
Griff?
Oh, is Antoine Russell playing?
But it looks like that's all he can do, play for Vasco.
I'll go with Eagles.
Okay. Also on Saturday at 3 p.m., Somerset Trojans are set to host Southampton Rangers. Punchy.
Somerset to win that.
Okay. Trojans. Griff?
Well, if they didn't win today, I'm going with Somerset Trojans.
Okay, it's a clean sweep of Trojans then. Okay, another league match on Saturday.
Wow.
This is in the Premier Division. It's at Police Field. Boulevard will host Crossroads. Griff, you are up.
Thank you. Crossroads.
Okay, Crossroads for Griff. Crossroads for me. Punchy?
Yeah, Crossroads for me too. I think the Boulevard put up a good resistant fight, but I think Crossroads now with that victory today, they're just going to close their season out. Positive effect. I think they'll beat Boulevard next Saturday.
Okay.
Hey, if you guys are going to catch me right, I'm going to encourage you to make some more exotic picks.
Not to worry, Griff.
But wind it on.
Now we get to the FA Cup semi-finals.
That's Sunday?
Saturday night.
So Saturday night, okay.
Saturday night at Bernard Park.
Ooh.
Devonshire Colts versus PHC. I'm up first.
Mm.
Good grief, Charlie Brown.
Take the draw. Right?
Impossible.
You know what? Small field.
Mm-hmm. Good idea.
Field. I'm gonna take PHC back. Punchy?
I'm gonna go against that. I'm going with Devonshire Colts.
Okay. Griff? You taking the draw? And everybody.
Give you guys a chance in it. No, I think the grass is going to be cut down Village, and I think they're still reeling from the loss of Samuels. I'm going to PHC.
Okay. And then Sunday at PHC, tentatively, St. George's versus North Village. Punchy, you're up first.
Whoa, man. Look, I still think that even though they lost yesterday, I think when it comes to this game like that, I think North Village will probably get by on this one. I think they will probably get by on this one. So I'm gonna pick Village to go into the final.
Okay. Griff?
Yep. From what I heard from the game, I think Village ran up early, and then they decided to take players off, and they eased the foot off the gas. I don't think this will happen in the semifinal. Village.
Okay. All right. Until somebody beats them, they are defending champions. So I'm gonna go with North Village to win this as well.
And just to cut you, that's a day game, right? Would it be a day game?
Yeah,
Am I correct?
It's Sunday, yes. Sunday, 3 o'clock.
3
Is it
o'clock,
3
okay.
o'clock or 2 o'clock?
Excuse me.
2:30.
2:30.
Case it goes. Let's go. Extra time or straight penalties?
The semifinal, I believe, goes extra time.
Extra
Right,
time.
yeah.
That's why they do 2:30. Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 o'clock on the Saturday night, Bernard Park. 2:30 Sunday, PHC. We shall see. So there you have it.
That's it.
Huh?
That's all the games for next week.
That's all the games for next
That's
week.
it.
Yeah.
You guys ain't catching me this week.
No, we won't catch you.
Me
I don't think we'll catch you for the league, Griff. You've been lucky all year.
and Danny Ton, two great champions.
You get jinxed, Dandy Ton. They come looking for you.
He's cursing me out. I think some from jump. I said, hey, you guys might be 4 trophies.
Yes. I do want to. I did have the award presentation, but we'll save it for next week. We gave out the month and coach awards. We'll save them for next week and bring them to you.
We got any comments on the women's result?
Not to me. What do you want to say about the women's result?
No, I think a lot of times people have unrealistic expectations and they expect us to beat everybody that shows up here. We faced a very good opponent. People are saying, "Oh, coach needs to be fired. You can't. Players look bad." I was like, it's only so much a coach is expected to do. So people say, "Oh, they were misplaying the ball." And as I said, at international level, a coach is not teaching people how to control the ball and do a lot of the technical stuff. The coach is there for higher level things. The expectation that we would have maybe, I don't know, dropped everybody back and tried to eke out a draw like that, I don't think that's realistic.
Yeah, a lot of people that constantly talk like that are the ones that just want something to complain about for the most part. When are they there to support? What support did they give beforehand? What support are they giving after? You know, what is the solution? Just fire the coach? Okay, so who's going to come in and replace him? Maybe we should have kept the other coach because this one's worse. What is the solution? If it don't make no sense, you complaining about something and you haven't figured out what the solution is to fix it. Because we could all tell you what's wrong with something, but how are we going to fix it?
That's why we elect people at BFA to sort of come up with solutions.
Let me tell you something, and they talk bad about those people too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They talk bad about those people too. So, yeah. But and 9 times out of 10, those are the people that don't even go to the elections and don't chastise the club for electing somebody who they feel shouldn't be there. So, okay. If you're that interested, get involved in your club, go to the meetings, elect somebody or yourself, put yourself forward, get in there, do the job. If you think you could do it and you think you could do it better, don't stand on the outside complaining because you're part of the problem.
So when we were watching the game, Punchy and I both commented once they scored early, would they change shape and drop back more defensively and try to park the bus so that they didn't get a chance to run up the score? But they kept playing, trying to get something out of the game.
Yeah. But I agree with you realistically, you know, let's be realistic about Costa Rica and, you know, just the quality that they have. I think the week before they were playing against a practice match against Brazil. You know, so that preparation, you could just see this, the step up. But I also with Earl, we can get rid of people, and I've heard that too about get rid of the coaches. They don't know what they're doing, you know. But who's going to take over? What needs to be done to get us to another level? And it's a lot of work. So you can take one person and replace them, but it's much more than that. It's organization, and you know, especially at the women's level, at that age group, it's difficult, man. In the region that we're in too. it's a difficult task, man.
Very
One of
difficult.
the things I found interesting with the post-match interview was the coach intimated that we could have done better with the players that made themselves unavailable. So that's another thing that hampers coaches not having all your weapons available. Like, so if some players opt out and you have other players that are sacrificing to be there, they're saying about if they're out, why am I sacrificing? So it becomes a circular sort of thing.
Yes. Let's just hope they have another game. They have one last game in this stage, which is next month. Let's hope that the ones that made themselves unavailable make themselves available, and we can see a little better unity, harmony, all of that, And I think that, and we get to see, number one, the entire country support. Even leading up to the game, opportunity to see these young ladies and wish them well, make them feel like they're part of, something. I think with the association's help, they got to announce teams a little earlier. I'm glad they announced the under-17 girls squad in advance. Now, before they even leave on Tuesday, people's had a chance or get a chance to see these girls and wish them well. You know what I mean? They will feel good about. They know they're up against it. Come, the 17th and all that. But if you're feeling good about yourself, you never know what you can get out of yourself. So I mean, as the coach said, let's not fool ourselves. We know we're up against the top nation in women's football. First game, at all levels. USA is top, But what we want to be able to do is say we played them, and we're going to be, in a few years' time, the gap will get closer.
So
that's what we have to
remember.
look forward to.
One of the things we discussed in a pregame show was the goalkeeper. She's very athletic, and she did her country proud. But when Punchy and I was hitting her, when you're on the field, you look at, she looked tiny standing in that goal. Yes, tiny, and it didn't take them long, and where they started taking shots from 30 yards, and they chipped her. Well, I think the second or third goal, but it was one point in the half. I think one of the defenders was dribbling out and lost the ball, and she looked, and the Costa Rica player looked like they got the ball and they were going to shoot from wherever they were. Right, they just grabbed it, pulled it on, and hit the card, and I think she was right because they were shaping up to chip the keeper again. Right. So she knew to follow immediately once she lost the boulder.
Take one for the team. Yeah. Well, I just want to mention on Wednesday night at 7:00, we're going to walk back the time, and we're going to have some former coaches on a walk down memory lane, some of the coaches that you will hear from, and we're going to talk to them about back when they were coaching and what advice they would have for the current crop of coaches in Bermuda. We're going to be talking with, I'm just trying to find the message from my co-host, and I can't find it. Why can't I find it? We're going to be talking with Rick Richardson, John Baird. We are waiting. We're going to have Curly Joe Wilson, and we're hoping to also have Roddy Burchell to just talk about when they coached at various club levels, national level, and all of that, and what they see in different times, at current times. So if you want to hear from some former coaches, some legendary coaches, Wednesday night, 7:00, right here on islandstats.com. So gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much for tonight. We'll be back next week, Sunday. We will know who's in the FA Cup final, and we will know whatever else is happening in the league as well. So I want to say enjoy the rest of your night, folks. We'll be back next Sunday. Okay?
Good night.
Hey, guys.